14th, 2008, and we are live. Check my mic. Does that mean that you guys can't hear me again? I'm on. Anybody? Can you hear anybody else? Is anybody else on?
217.
I'm on.
Okay, Lisa, do me a favor. Check to see if your mic is on.
My mic is on.
Her mic is on.
Yeah,
Her
my mic
mic's
is
on.
on. You want to make sure number one's plugged in? Is anybody else's
Little
mic on?
technical difficulty.
Yeah, that's
We got
okay.
any sound happening
Live
out there?
TV.
Quite a
Just
crew
give you
you
the
got there.
thumbs
Is the
up.
Phantom Power
I don't.
turned on?
I don't know how to sign. So if you hold on a minute, you can hear me soon. A little bit.
Is the Phantom Power
Oh,
on?
it's
Everything?
Oh, you
Fine
can.
now.
Oh, now you can hear
All
me.
right.
Oh, good.
Hey, guess
Hey,
what?
everyone.
Another episode of GLoLady TV. Would you expect anything less than exciting? Oh my God, it's not going right again. And speaking of God, I'd like you to know that the last name is not damn. Damn. The definition of is a barrier, constructed, confined, blocked up, obstruct, okay? The last name is bless. God bless. Okay, I wanted to let everybody know that.
Especially you
And also,
Coloradans.
the definition of witch. You know, we had someone call in, and really we need to be more aware of PAT therapy. PAT therapy is patience, acceptance, and tolerance. Just because someone is different than you, has different thoughts than you, doesn't mean that they are bad, okay? That is a big part of the world, is the acceptance of other people just because they're different. Now, last week we had someone call in and they were a little bit upset about a witch. Now, a witch, if you look in, it depends on which dictionary that you're looking in. Dictionary, sorceress, hag, fascinating, girl or woman, enchantress, wise woman of a wise craft. You really need to look in the dictionary and then what dictionary that you're looking in as to what exactly we're talking about. And also, you know, mother, Jesus, who was Jesus' mother? Now, if you were to raise up your children as Jesus' mother, you know, what would Jesus do? Well, what would Jesus' mother do? Okay, that's a, you know, what seed do we sow? You know, we learn, and when we learn, we teach. So we don't know what we don't know until we're taught, and sometimes what we're taught isn't really the truth. So anyhow, GLoLady TV, we have solutions, and we also have all different kinds of guests. You just never know who and what and whatever is going to come on. And I am going to introduce you to a couple of people today besides the usual crew. And we have, if you guys want to show everybody who's here, we have Shannon. Say, hey, Shannon.
Hi.
And we have Grandpa Carl.
Peace.
And we have none other than the mad scientist. Say, hey.
He's here.
He's here. We
Hello.
got him
Is my
here.
mic working?
Is his mic
Yeah.
working?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You got quite a crew here, I noticed.
Yeah. Isn't that
You got a
great?
whole crew.
It's been a while since I've seen you.
Uh-huh. And you've been working on putting a crew together.
And I'm working on putting a crew
have a
together
lovely crew.
and working on getting it so that we actually have it smooth without one technical glitch, and that's still you know, to be seen. Yeah.
It's coming, though. You're doing all right.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Could be a lot worse.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Has been a lot worse.
It has been. That's right. I know how bad it can get. So what have you been up to?
Well, I started a new job,
Yeah?
yeah, and doing sound at Mo Daddy's.
Oh,
And,
yeah?
on Fridays and Saturday
Oh,
nights.
cool.
And,
Cool.
And that's cool.
Yeah? That's here in Asheville?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm still learning my way around Asheville. I mean, I was at the Garage and the West Asheville Pub, and I think that as in clubs, that's like the only that I've been to yet.
Uh-huh.
That one's, so
Yeah.
you're doing sound,
You
they
need
have
to
live
turn
bands?
off the monitor to the speakers in this room. Okay, 'cause, yeah, they're not good.
Okay. All right. So anyhow, it's a band. You do sound for the bands. Is that what it is?
Yeah, they have bands on, and I do the sound on Friday and Saturday night, so I'm going to have to leave out of here before this show is over in order to get down there and start setting up for the band.
Okay. Well, we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
You hadn't been
Yeah.
on, you hadn't been around the feds for a while.
No, I haven't. Well, I was suspended for a month, and they wasn't allowed in the facility.
They did that to me over at the VA one time.
I love it. I love it.
They just put me in that little rubber room and said, "You're suspended."
Is that right?
I
Yeah.
just sat there for a week.
Well,
A week in the rubber room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made more friends there than I have outside. There's
Yeah.
a whole better class of people when you're by yourself. Write that down.
But I must say, John, I have personally missed you. I
Thank
miss you
you.
on Thursday nights and I miss you on Friday nights. We
Oh,
always
thank you.
watched. We were faithful.
well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, it was when you were doing the Media Fest, and I was in your room. That's when I ended up meeting Mark and Shannon when they had come over. During the Media Fest when I was in hosting the tea party.
Yeah.
So that was like way cool. So what you doing?
Oh, I'm trying to check my email.
He's multitasking.
I'm gonna write you a little letter here.
All right.
On
I
Sunday-
don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing it.
Yeah, just
You know, on
enjoying yourself.
Sundays, there's a lot of the evangelical and Christian people that do an email.
An email.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep throwing them out there till somebody gets them. I'll tell you what.
Oh, yeah. Never a dull and boring moment. Well, in a little bit, we're also going to have another Michael Collins. He's from Brevard, from the Bread of Life, so he's also going to be coming in and joining us. So we're just going to have a big party here today.
Yep.
I'm happy.
Yeah, really. So,
There's a mouse on your leg.
oh, yeah. I'm back again. So anyhow, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, let's talk about Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Giving thanks next week.
That's right.
What, you have something to say, Grandpa?
No, I was just, Thanksgiving is about as far away as I think at one time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is a couple of weeks away.
It is, and even
Yeah.
though it's later in the year, later in the month
Yeah.
this year, it seems like it's coming real quick. It just, October gets here and then it just seems like it's Thanksgiving. It goes way too fast. Are you
Well, I think that the week or this year already went way fast.
are you cooking your Thanksgiving dinner, or are you
I'm
cooking?
probably,
Yeah.
I'm probably cooking. Usual,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that guy on TV the other night that threw that frozen turkey into that cookie turkey baster and it blew up.
It blew up.
He said, "Where's my hair? My beard's
Yeah.
gone."
We have Michael. I see Michael. How are you, Michael? You know what? Can we? Well, I was gonna see about getting the other mic out there. Because John's gonna hang. So if you can get the mic from Mark. Yeah, and bring that in for Michael. He's gonna be coming
There's too
in.
many mics.
Well,
They're
just
asking
bring
for
him on
mics.
in and stuff another chair in here. What? He was on my
Yeah.
tea party.
Yeah.
He was on my tea party the day that we did that the Mushroom Man sang the Free Tibet song.
Yeah.
That's
Free
it.
Tibet,
That's
yep.
it. Well, if I would have known that we were going to have a party, we could have gotten other mics too.
Yeah.
Because I see a whole bunch of people out there.
Well, anyway, this isn't going to work.
What's that?
Yeah, he's getting his mic on.
Oh, is he? Cool.
This isn't
Cool,
going to
cool,
work.
cool.
I can't
Why?
check my email.
Why can't you check your email?
I can't get online. Can't check my email, so I'm put it up.
Was you expecting something
Hey, Lisa,
important?
Nah.
bring him out. Yeah.
No, I just thought it would be
Yeah.
All right, let me go talk.
something odd to do.
Okay.
I put on my wig. You haven't gone to.
Oh, you haven't seen the Tooth Fairy yet?
Well, I saw something over here that I thought.
No, but I mean the actual Tooth Fairy
The
that
show.
came in here. It's
You didn't see the Tooth Fairy
No,
on
it
my
was-
show?
No.
You didn't see that?
You
Oh,
can
I'm
send
gonna
them
have
the
to
link.
send it
Yeah.
to you.
When was that? Was that
Yeah.
last week?
That was right before Halloween,
Halloween.
and that was the Tooth Fairy. Yeah, that was on.
Hi.
You're going to be right in front, brother.
Good. Shamrock, come here. Come here, Shamrock.
We can slide over and make room for another one here
Slide
in the
over.
middle.
Come here,
I
Shamrock.
think would that be good enough?
Here's Michael's mic.
Hang on, everybody, because we have a bunch of people joining us. And yes, that is Brother Christopher to the gentleman who called in last week. He does have a hat on today, so that is not all of his hair. That is his hat.
It's great to see you again.
Good to see you.
Hi.
Hey,
I'm
Michael.
Shannon. I've heard a lot about you, a lot of good things.
Leave some of it.
Well, no, that wasn't very.
It's GLoLady TV.
That
What do you
wasn't very-
expect?
Mike is hot.
All right.
It's hot.
That wasn't.
Michael's mic is hot. My mic is hot. Shannon's mic is hot.
Yeah.
Grandpa
We're-
Carl's mic is hot.
I'd say
My
we're-
mic is about room
And-
temperature.
Oh, wait a minute. His is only room temperature.
But
I got my
Whoa.
well, I thought I was going
Close
to
the
come up
coffee
with
shop
something
down,
crazy
didn't
and exciting, but I
Nowhere to
wasn't
go.
able to.
Oh,
So.
man, we gotta
Oh,
fix
is
that.
that what you were? Oh,
Good to see you.
dang. Yeah, somebody had brought
Peace to you.
a laptop
This is
before.
Shamrock.
And
She's
they
a little
couldn't get
rescue
signal.
dog, and
We
she's
didn't
just our
have
little
one.
buddy.
So it's like, well,
She's
dang.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right, and I've been on this gentleman's show.
That's
before,
right.
Too. I
That's
appreciate
right.
it. Good to see you.
It's good to see you. How are you doing?
I like this. We have a full house.
You do.
I know.
All right. Is this the most guests you've had or not? In
I
a
think so.
while or,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Most guests at the waterfall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
most guests at the waterfall?
Yeah.
What waterfall is it?
That is Living Waters on Route 215 in Transylvania County.
Balsam Grove.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
Only place that's
So,
had a little snow up.
Oh man, it's beautiful up there right now.
Really?
yeah,
Oh yeah, gorgeous. That's the best place in the county right now. That end of the county.
that's
Absolutely.
it.
And it's beautiful out there. The colors are all in bloom. and everything.
Are they still in blooming for you?
Out there they are.
Oh, yeah.
The other side of the mountain.
So, are you coming back? Can I ask that question?
Yes, you can ask that question. Do you mean, am I coming back to URTV?
Yes.
I stopped on my way in today and asked Jonathan to cancel my membership. So I canceled my membership today.
Why?
Well, because it's my theory that I stand a better chance of being able to be on the air if I'm not a member. Because when I was suspended, and members can be suspended.
Right.
And since I was suspended, I was barred from the facility. So I couldn't come and be a guest on your show or anybody else's show. That was part of my suspension, is that I can't be on anyone's show. So I canceled my membership because I think that gives me a lot better opportunity to be on the air. If I'm not a member, then I shouldn't be suspended. And if I'm not suspended, I can be on TV. Hey, I'm on TV.
And we're
not
going to
a
have him
member.
back again.
And very nice.
So
Yeah, we're
there
glad
you
you're
go.
here.
Yeah. Well, that's,
So
very
isn't that
nice. You
odd?
have some-
What an odd thing that you have to, that your chances of being able to be on TV improve if you're not a member.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem right.
You know,
Well, we know how it goes.
so that's that.
Well, it's nice to have you. And
Well, tell
hopefully
me
we'll
about
get to
this
see you
collection
again.
of cookies. What?
Oh, yeah, I just, who was nibbling at that one?
I just took a little. Well, you said don't eat all of it.
Are these props? Or-
No, they're cookies.
They're little cookies.
And there's coffee if you
They're
would
supposed to
like
be
some.
I brought
I
coffee
agree.
because I wasn't sure.
He licked the
there
ones
you
you
go.
wanted,
They're
so
cookie
that's okay.
tarts, and the other one is
I
chocolate
licked
mint.
all the chocolate
The
ones.
chocolate
Those
ones.
are good.
These look like the kind I like.
Yeah.
I hadn't licked those.
Yeah. Those are the ones he wants.
We have more coffee over here, and we don't have hot tea. I know you love hot tea, but we do have white tea here. So
Wow.
White tea, mixed berry.
yeah,
That's as foo-foo as it comes.
yeah.
I like
From a Chinese
And Michael,
laundry
you help
not
yourself
far
too
from
if
you.
you'd like it.
Well, thank you.
There's a cup right there, and
Ah,
that's the coffee.
then I'll go for the
How's
coffee.
it seem to
Yeah.
be
Well,
going?
how did you get such a good
Michael?
crew?
How did I get such a good crew?
Boulevard,
Well,
how's it?
It's
Shannon
going well.
and Mark had watched the show and they had
when was the last
enjoyed
time I
it,
saw
and
you?
it was just Mark said he wanted to help me, and then Mark helping, and then Shannon was my guest on one of my shows, and she was my my miracle show, and we just hit it off, and she's just so likable, lovable that it's like, hey, you know, you want to co-host?
4.
What it is I'm very talkable.
There you go.
And see, we're all Pisces, and so
Okay,
it's
we'll put
yucky.
the number on the screen. You take over. You be the technical director. You tell them
What
what
do you?
You tell them
When you want to be a
what shot
Pisces
you
too?
want.
I'm a
And
Gemini.
I'll take care of the sound for right
What do
now.
you
Well, I
got?
was an Episcopalian, but I went back to Pisces.
You go on here then. All that's
And
for
you
is
are- what
Karen
are you,
and
Doug?
me and Karen.
Scorpio.
Scorpio.
Leading Edge, October
right.
23rd.
Speak
Okay,
up.
So you just had a
Or
birthday.
I did.
Yeah.
Well, we've known each other for a while, actually.
Have you?
Yeah, he used
Yeah.
to come in my coffee shop all the time.
Yeah, tell
Where's
me
your
about
coffee
that.
shop?
Called the Essence of Time in Brevard, North Carolina.
Brevard, yeah.
Yeah,
But
beautiful
you
place.
closed it how long?
About a year ago.
Because you just had a reunion from everybody.
a
And
year
how many
reunion.
people? How many people came to that? Because there was a lot of people that came
The
to
reunion,
that.
about 140 came, I think.
Wow.
What,
So,
did,
yeah,
what,
it was
happened, what happened? They just ran out of time?
Ah, but
But we sure do miss the
I
coffee
appreciate
shop,
that.
because it was a great place to hang out and drink good coffee from all over the world and eat some good
Good conversations and music.
non-fattening stuff. I spent a couple weeks in there and lost 2 pounds, I think.
Really? All right.
Somebody,
Away from my wallet.
somebody's got a picture over there of a cat. Is that whose cat is that?
Oh, look at this.
28
Oh
pounds.
yeah.
That's Jinx.
Oh man,
Whose
this
cat
is like
is
the
that?
largest
It's
cat I've
a
ever
real good friend
seen.
of mine from Virginia. It's her daughter's cat.
The cat is.
Hold that up in
Oh,
front
yeah,
of your
if you hold
face
it up
there.
right
Look at
there.
that.
Is that the biggest
Yeah.
cat
Oh,
you've
that's
ever
a-
All right,
Look at that
zoom in
cat.
Hold
on
on,
this
I'll
bad
zoom in.
boy.
Yeah, it sort of looks like a.
I think that cat is so big, people can see from here.
From there, they can
But go
see it.
ahead,
Yeah.
zoom in on that bad
You're
boy.
going the wrong way.
Yeah, zoom in.
Zoom in, look at that.
She's
That's
not
just
even
amazing.
holding it out in front of her
Right.
either.
That's
Zoom
Jinx.
all the way in.
That is one big cat.
And because he's white and he has blue eyes, he's deaf.
Oh wow, is that
and,
right?
And she has both. She got both as kittens. She has one called
Wow.
Baby, and that's Jinx. And Baby and Jinx eat the exact same amount of food. And Baby weighs 14 pounds, and this one weighs 28.
Is it any special kind of cat?
No,
A big
No.
cat.
just
Big-
a big,
Big cat.
cat.
That is
Big
awesome, isn't
We
it?
were thinking of starting a fan club for Jinx.
Does Jinx drag the floor?
Yeah, it looks
yeah,
like
Jinx,
it.
Jinx can't get in a lot of places that Baby can.
It's a pot-bellied cat.
Oh, that cat. That is a
I'll
big
tell you
cat.
what, in Vietnam, you get $300, $400 that cat.
You get that kind of money for a cat?
Ah, dinner for 16.
200.
Dinner for six. Put it on the
We
buffet.
are joking, of course.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Poor-
See, they're all crazy. The crazies come out.
Poor Jinx is not going to come around here.
Well, how about telling us what's going on a little bit over there with your...
Pennsylvania right now is gorgeous. I don't know if y'all have been out there, but the National Forest, especially on the other side now, is just absolutely brilliant. And I work at the Bread of Life Soup Kitchen, and we're serving up a lot of food right now. For our county, I think it's a lot. We're serving about 160 to 185 meals a day.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
A lot of meals. And we've just made a lot of deals with a lot of local farmers in the area that glean their fields for us.
Uh-huh.
A lot of farms in the area, as soon as they took their crops, they took it all the way up to a certain point, and then at the end of the season, they gleaned all of it for us and brought it over.
Oh my
Which
God.
is just fantastic.
That is.
So we have, and
The
some great
sources
places.
are out there.
Sources are out there. We got everything we need. We got to figure out what to do with it,
Wow.
or blow ourselves
So
up.
you do this every single day?
Pretty much during the weekdays.
Wow. Well, how many people do this with you?
What I do is I get different people involved. I got different school systems involved, different certainly youth groups involved, churches involved, civic groups are involved. You got to try to get participation is the key to change the world, and we need to get
Alright.
everybody on board. And basically, even our compost, the environmental club comes and picks it up and takes it to their fields and greenhouses and grows during the year. They learn what they're
it's-
doing, and then they would probably go out there then and then bring it to us in the summertime when it's all grown up. So it's pretty nice.
Wow, that's cool.
It is. We got some great people, and we got great farmers in the area, local farmers. man, they come strong. They really know what they're doing. I've been very impressed.
Well, you also don't mind donations either.
Oh, no, that's what we live off
Somebody's got
of.
a couple of turkeys or something laying around.
Oh, right now, Thanksgiving, we're looking for turkeys, man.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a big stainless steel kitchen to cook in?
I do.
and-
Yeah, I've got a good kitchen. But it used to be an old Catholic bookstore called Poets, Pastries, and Prophets. And when it closed, this woman brought it and tried to rent it from them to have like a dinner once a month for Hispanics. And then it grew into a full-fledged soup kitchen for the past 13 years. It's been out there, and it's really a good, strong one. I think they've got a good head on their shoulders. I also work right a block away is the Free Medical Clinic in Transylvania County, where I work at, and the Center for Dialogue, which is a mediation center, and they're all in the same neighborhood. So
Sounds like y'all got it going on in
Oh, yeah.
Transylvania County.
Transylvania County rocks.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah,
like y'all
number one
very
school system
progressive.
in the state, and they've got the first virtual classroom. I've never seen one. Have you?
No.
They've got this classroom. Okay, so our county's small. You know, they got 3 high schools, and the high schools all need a Latin teacher, let's say. And so that's 3 Latin teachers. So instead of doing that, they have one teacher at one of the schools broadcasting to 15 computers, and the teacher can see what's on the computer and the student's face in their whole classroom.
Oh my
And it's the first one I've ever seen
Oh,
like
can you
that.
imagine being the teacher? You'd have a classroom of monitors.
That's all it is. That's
we
right.
can actually. That's funny.
I think that's pretty cool. And then like somebody in France can now teach French in Transylvania County.
Wow.
Isn't that wild? I mean, they
That
could
is
actually
cool.
start doing that and utilizing
Now,
that
is
space
that
and
for the school system as in grade school, high school?
No, what they did was they
or
put one in
college?
Brevard High School, and so when you put one in one school, within the next 2 years, you have to put it in all of the schools.
Right.
So that's what they've done, and they'll add it to the other schools one a
So it
year.
was a pilot, more or less.
Oh yeah, exactly right. A
Transylvania
brilliant
usually
little
always
operation.
A pilot?
Does someone
Transylvania County was the first school system in the state of North Carolina to integrate the school systems.
Really?
Yeah, and in fact, they were the first ones.
Wow.
On the day of the Civil
Oh, they
War.
just let the black guy out there go. No,
Oh no,
no, they got more than one.
they got yeah.
I didn't know.
Actually, they stopped it because of busing. They didn't want us. They said they were busing all the African American students all the way to Hendersonville County, and it cost so much money. They decided that it was causing them a lot of money, and a woman named Selena Robinson, who's a brilliant matriarch of the black community in my area, sued them, and it was a real easy thing because, you know, the cost, it was a cost issue for the whites, and they let it go. And about 4 years later, the football team went to the state finals, and that basically they all got along then because everyone's cheering for everybody else, you know, and it helped that a lot.
I left in 1961, and that high school in Brevard was integrated the next year,
Okay,
62.
that's the first one in the state, though. First county in the
probably-
state.
That was early on,
It's the
62.
first county in the state.
Yeah. Well, we had
62.
Rosenwald School. for
Yeah.
the grammar school, I guess it was.
Up to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Up to 5th grade, I think it
Yeah.
was. Yeah. Well, they
Well, I'm glad they don't have that over in Brevard High School right now, because I could never graduate, because I had to beg to get through algebra, and the computer ain't gonna say yes. I know it ain't gonna. You know, my teacher said, "We're glad that you're going in the Marine Corps."
Do you have someone in France teaching
Hey,
the French
computer
class?
guy.
No, I was
No,
just
on-
using that as an
on,
example, but the Latin was the one I was using because I know that there are certain classes that they are teaching in other school systems. Like the one teacher at one school can teach in the other school teaches now for classes like that. They probably wouldn't do it for like algebra or something, but they would do it for something very specific like Latin or you know. I'm sure the languages are going to be the first ones to do it.
To do it, yeah.
Yeah,
that
English
would
as a
make
second
sense.
language courses,
Well, you could have
remedial
a-
courses you could probably help students with.
You could have an extraordinary math teacher or science teacher or something like that.
Well, I think we must have some pretty progressive teachers if they've worked out getting that
Oh, I'd
a
say
virtual
so.
classroom in there.
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant. For me, I think that's
Well,
fantastic.
I had mentioned something before a couple of times in here about learning and about the students. And the fact that, you know, they go in there and they try to pack them with 45 minutes of knowledge, you know, and they're not set on that. They're set on TV time, commercial time,
They are.
and they ought to be taught that way. In other words, give them 15, 20 minutes of lecture or whatever you're doing.
And then a
Give them
commercial.
little break to sit, a little commercial break where they can sit
Commercial
there
break.
You know.
Well, I think you got to change. You know, the school system's so stuck on traditions. So we're not necessarily taking care of our cultures. You know, society today is different than it was 126 years ago when they made the school system or whatever. You know, if you don't change it, you're gonna. These kids need stimulation. They've got to have something. So I think you need to work at finding new ways to educate, and that's one of them. You know, she's not here to stop me right now, but I'll tell you one of the things that I think would help, and this is real quick, is if you really want to make a social change education-wise, without even going into the school system, what I would do is culturally, it makes sense to do it in Western North Carolina specifically, but if you were to go to school from 10 o'clock till 4:30 instead of 8 o'clock to 2:30, you would have less drugs in the school system, you'd have less snow days, less 2-hour delays, you would have, the students would sleep longer, you would save families hundreds and thousands of dollars in daycare, which is a Band-Aid operation anyway. They wouldn't have to, you'd have no latchkey kids. You'd have, I think it would fit better to today's society if you gave families, make it fit their schedule more. And in my county, people don't go to school at 6 and 7 o'clock in the morning like they did 126 years ago in an agricultural community. They don't go to school at 7 or 8 anymore like it was during a manufacturing community. We're now a service-oriented community, at least where I live. And for me, you need to go to, they go to work at 9 or 10. That fits their schedule, and not, the average cost of daycare in my county is $520 a month. That's insane. So why not, every family saved all that money. That's a lot of money in 8 months of a school system.
Sure is.
You know, and really it's just a matter of changing the time you're going to school, not even changing what you're doing. It's better for the family, it's just better for working people, it's better for the school system. You'd actually save money. You wouldn't have as many 2-hour delays or snow days because of ice, because the sun would be up when school started, and you'd have no kids waiting for a bus before the sun came up.
Right.
You know, you'd have all those things. It would be solving such many little social problems by doing such a simple thing.
It's almost like
too much like rice.
we could buy the government could buy a hammer for $10. They don't have to pay $700 for it. You know?
No.
And there's a lot of stuff in the school system that we could do if they would, not waste some money, along with the medical services and everything else. It's like you say, it's a social thing, and people. Bureaucracy gets in there and just sort of take that down and move that around. Boy, that looks a lot better now, and it's the same thing we had before.
Bureaucracy is awful. We got nonprofits who are making you qualify for being hungry or to qualify for being homeless to get into something or to get food. You know, having somebody who is hungry and in there because they're in crisis sign some papers and give some information before the food they see is on the other side. How ridiculous is that? No, you can't have it yet. You have to fill out all this paperwork, Sign this. Did you bring a copy of your income tax? What about last year's tax? Ooh, that's just not, bureaucracy's the devil.
Now, the organization you work with, do they do it differently than that? Can you just come in?
You don't qualify at our place. We do not. Yeah, and we don't even, I don't even think of it. Maybe some people are worried about people who are taking advantage of, things or something. But since all our food is donated by people who are willing to donate it, all our operations are done by volunteers who are willing to be there, who want to be there and helping give to those who have less. I just think that anybody who feels like they need it can come in and get it.
Yes.
And that's not our issue, We don't, we have enough. That just shouldn't be an issue to qualify.
Yes.
That's just driving me nuts right now with other organizations.
Yeah.
You know what? You want to do the roll-in to?
Sure.
Okay. We are going to give you a little bit of an idea of what we're talking about. As soon as Brother Christopher gets that roll-in, then you'll get to see a little bit about Bread of Life.
Oh, great.
And the sound, and we're off.
This is you filming the other day, eh? This is where this is our front.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Sound.
And it was a bookstore?
It was a Poets, Pastries, and Prophets. It was a little Catholic bookstore right in front.
Oh, wow.
And that was the entrance to it. But see, I'm around the back here where she's going to show you now.
Okay.
Do you go in the kitchen?
Yeah, you go in the kitchen door, which is around the back. Now we have a young mom support.
We are in the kitchen, and as you see, can we hear the sound out here?
Not the sound.
Oh, barbecued ribs today.
That's great. That's a father and son.
Wow, this is really fantastic. Where can you go and get a meal of barbecued ribs for free?
Good deal.
That's it. And how long have you guys been volunteering here?
This is my second Monday.
Your second Monday?
Second Monday.
And you are with a church group? Is that how you got
I
here?
run the food service department at Ridge Haven Conference Center.
Where? Could you say that again?
Food service department at Ridge Haven Conference Center in Rossman.
Rich Haven Conference Center in Rossman. Oh, wow, very cool. And how did you get to come down here to volunteer?
Had some time to do it, so
Yeah?
yep.
Well, cool. Thanks for doing it.
You're welcome.
And both of you are volunteers also?
Yes,
And you come from, how did you get here?
just knowing Michael, and I volunteer twice a week, Mondays and Thursdays. My son is down from Florida, or up from Florida.
Yeah, just happened to be in the neighborhood.
Oh no, one of those Florida Yankees?
Yeah, Florida Yankees. Started out in New York, and now I'm here.
Yeah, well, I started in Pennsylvania and went to Florida, now I'm here, so I love it here. Well, that's really great that you came up here on vacation and now you're volunteering.
Yeah, I brought him along. We needed a dishwasher.
Oh, you need
Well,
a
food
dishwasher.
sugar. Whatever.
Oh, well, that is way cool. Thank you, guys.
It's our pleasure.
It is documented in town, and here we have Lydia, and she cooks here on Fridays with her son, and she is 89. We have all kinds of good stuff that they do around here. There was the 140th birthday party in Brevard, and they sold hot dogs and hamburgers and water. They're always doing all kinds of things for the community here. They also have sewing class on Wednesdays. And here we have Christmas. And here we have the Empty Bowl project.
And then that guy on the Duckworth Apartments, across from TVS, you're including him?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah.
And this is someone
So-
who actually delivers the
A little
food
piece
for
of
people.
box there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Isn't that great? So if you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
get out, they come and deliver it.
So how does what youth groups and civic groups and family night we do? If I don't trust them with knives, we have them bag up whole grain foods and dry goods that people have donated down here. We have them bag it up and label it, so when they come in, they not only get a hot meal so they can take with them, but they can take something off the table for the next few days. And we had 2 youth groups and the homeschoolers of Transylvania County come in over the last few days. So you see on the shelf over there, we had, for this week, we have dried milk, non-fat dried milk, and we've got soybeans and dried beans and popcorn and peas. And then we also have a couple of other kidney beans and northern beans over here. And Subway Sandwich Shop and Food Lion and Poppy's donates bread to us every day from the bakeries. And both local bakeries give to us twice a week. So we give out any breads that we have extra other than the meal that we served today. And participation is the key to change the world. And what we've done is we went to all the schools in the county, and all the schools agreed to send their stuff at the end of the semesters to us, including the colleges. And the homeschoolers of Transylvania County are also participating. And the summer camps deliver at the end of their year. They take care of the end of their stuff and send it to us. And local farmers, including all kinds of farms and throughout Transylvania County, gleaned their fields for us. So we got, at the end of their season, we got a lot of their vegetables that they were done with. Once the workers had their share, they gave the rest to us. So all those groups combined help us out throughout the year. And this, if they're too young to do knives, we have them work on the dry food goods. In the other room here is our pantry. And in the pantry, is basically what we have when we have to give away foods for emergency purposes. And then, of course, during the winter, we probably use more canned goods because we don't get as many fresh vegetables. But it's 3 weeks worth of food in there if the shelves were all full. So that tells you about where we lie on how much further down the road we are.
Okay, so you have about, what, 2 weeks worth in there?
I
So
could
is that
probably,
not all
if we
full?
got no more donations, I could probably go another 2 in some weeks, yeah.
Another 2 in some weeks.
Yeah.
And your donations, you rely upon who?
We rely upon the citizens of Transylvania County, the churches, civic groups, the Boy Scouts, the school systems. We rely on the summer camps. We rely on just basically any individuals who believe that they're privileged, and with privilege comes responsibility. So they come in here and take care of the responsibility for helping to serve those who have less than they do. And that's pretty much what we do. And food, shelter, and access to medicine are really 3 basic necessities you have to order to build your life. If you don't have any of those, like if you're off your meds, or you don't have a place to sleep, or you don't have any hunger, you're in a crisis mode, and we are providing one of those right off the bat, so that they won't have to think about that. And with the economy being what it is, and unemployment, they get scared at the end of the month, and I know we're seeing a lot of increase towards the end of the month, and obviously in the winter time when there's less work. So we operate completely through volunteers and assistances of all the groups in the county who want to participate with us.
Is there something that you really, really need?
I would say canned food goods, meats. In canned food goods, I'm thinking like canned vegetables, canned fruits, tuna, any sort of soups or things that you would put in a pantry, spaghetti sauce, tomatoes, things like that. And then we also need like meat and any sort of leftovers are also good. If somebody like made a potluck and had too much, they would bring it in, and we would of course try to use what we can. So.
And today you were serving ribs, and it's like, wow, that's really cool.
Okay, today is pretty cool because the Cattlemen's Association made us a donation, and they came in and gave us a whole bunch of beef, and a lot of it was ground beef and ribs. So today, which is not normal, we actually have a great meal. Today we're serving barbecue spare ribs, and one of the farms locally gleaned their fields and got sweet potatoes for us. So we're serving sweet potatoes on the side, a fresh fruit salad, a fresh garden salad, and a piece of bread and dessert. So good full meal today, and that's a little bit more than not normal, really.
But there again, it's not that you don't have a good meal every day. It's just that you don't have ribs every day.
Yeah, I don't have barbecue ribs every day. No, but yes, it's a good meal every day. Often it's casseroles or baked chicken, or like I said, we do an entree and a starch every day, a fresh fruit salad, a fresh vegetable salad, and then we supplement with the canned goods what we don't have.
And you've been doing this for how long?
Well, about 6.5, 7 years I've been involved with the Bread of Life. It's been open for basically 13 years now, going on 14.
Wow.
I've been running it now, the operation, for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years now, I guess. Not quite.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to hear more from Michael in person, so.
Yeah, and you'll get to see our operation. And the gentleman who you met before works with TVS, which is Transylvania Vocational Center. The special needs folks from Transylvania come to work for the county, and one of the things they do is deliver food to us twice a week. So they are actually earning a living through the county so they can pay their bills, so that the government's not necessarily supporting them, that they're helping us deliver and take care of things. The vocational center in Transylvania County is magnificent, and this is how they're helping us. So.
Wow.
Pretty neat.
That's cool.
Also, I didn't mention it, but the compost from all our goods that we see, the environmental club from Brevard High School comes down and takes all of our compost and puts it in their garden and in their greenhouses. And throughout the year, they learn how to raise things. And in the summer, we get all the food that they raised.
Wow.
So we're using the compost that way. Plus Queen's Farm and some local farmers come and take things too.
So when you're talking community, you're really talking community.
I'm talking come unite. because actually we can solve social problems. It just takes us all being there and being present to it. And this is proactive peacemaking. If people are in crisis and you can help them find some peace and help them feel more comfortable, then we are performing for those who have less amongst us.
Amen.
Amen. I think that that's what we're doing.
That's it.
Yeah. So today, what they're going to get here, some of the grocery stores have extra food, so they donated them to us. And so they will get a sandwich, some sweet potatoes, a fresh fruit salad, the fresh fruit salad and the garden salad, and they're going to get a piece of dessert that was donated from one of the grocery stores, and some bread, which actually came donated by this gentleman here today. He brought his own bread. How great is that?
That is really cool. So you're one of the volunteers too?
Yeah. No, this is a sales rep.
Oh, this is a sales rep. Oh, see here I was including him. So this gentleman here is the one who brought the bread.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. He works with one of the camps, right? In the kitchen of one of the camps. Yeah, yeah. And Dick here works with us regularly too, and his son right here.
Yeah, we heard that he came up here from Florida.
It's a long way to come to help work in the soup kitchen, isn't it?
That's it. But
I've been fed before by folks like this, and I'm glad to help out.
Absolutely.
that's it. That's it.
You count us on the one day we don't have church ladies everywhere, which is also kind of interesting.
Really?
Wow,
You
it's
usually always have.
never an all-male staff here.
Yeah.
You know, but
That's true.
so it's a little different today. One of our members, in fact, CJ, is not with us. He's sick today, so it's too bad. He's one of the elderly gentlemen who help us out. So he would normally be here on this day.
Well, we'll just have to come back again and do some more video.
That's right. Hurry back, CJ.
This is the compost.
All right. Yeah, yeah. You got any extra hands?
Stuff, my wife said something for somebody for Christmas to hang on the trees in town or something. I'm not quite sure what, but anyway.
And here we have the volunteers sitting down to have the meal before the Mad Rush starts.
Mad Rush.
That is my plate.
Juice today is the flavor of purple.
The flavor of purple?
Yes, I don't know what.
Is that like the color of purple?
It's the flavor of purple.
So that means grape?
Maybe. No, I didn't say grape. It's just purple.
Are you ready?
My name is Wendy Allen. I went to Brevard College here, and the first time I came over to Bread of Life was to help scrub pots and pans. And after a while I started coming in as a client, and sometimes I eat every 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes I skip a few months. But I've made a lot of friends here, and I think that that's one of the big things that people don't think about, is besides the food, is that we need each other here. And we cheer each other up, and we keep up with each other. And you know, if you live alone, knowing that somebody else knows what's going on in your life is pretty important, that you can share something with other people. And we make each other laugh, and sometimes we make each other cry, but it's okay, because we kind of make a family here. Just, it doesn't matter who we are. We talk religion, we talk politics. Some of my best friends were Vietnam veterans. They don't come here anymore, but that's what really got me involved in coming regularly, was talking to these guys about the war. And it wasn't easy for them, but we started sitting at the same table every day and share, scrape, if I didn't want something I was eating, I'd share it with them, and they'd pass something to me, and we just made a family out of it. And so I kept coming, and when it changed over to Michael, I was really excited, because I've known Michael for the 10 years that I've been in Brevard. I've known Michael, so it was really good to have that continuity and that comfort, that community feeling that we have here. Michael was the best choice they could have made.
And I saw that you were on the photos for the sewing classes.
Oh yeah, I like to come to Pauline's classes. We have them on Wednesdays. We do arts and crafts and sewing. I started crocheting again for the first time in about 20-30 years. I got out an old sewing machine, and now I'm sewing at home and here at the group, and I hadn't done that in about 10 or 12 years. So it's kind of helping me reconnect with other parts of my life and parts of me that I disconnected with over the years. You know, sometimes being alone, you just kind of shut down. But this place wakes me back up again.
So what would you like everybody out there to know about the Bread of Life? What's the most important thing?
Oh gosh.
I mean, obviously it's not just the food.
It's not. It's the people, it's the family, it's the heart of Brevard. It's the heart of Michael and the volunteers, the heart of the churches. It's just it's being a part of something instead of being separated. It's a reconnection to being alive and living and part of something good.
Thank you.
And as you can see, we have an indoor dining room with lots of tables, and they put flowers on it. We can get our hot drinks and our cold drinks, coffee sometimes, tea. But we can also come out here and eat. There's 2 picnic tables, lots of green grass, plenty of parking. They've just done a really thoughtful, considerate job thinking about what it's like to make us feel welcome. And you know, when we walk in, Michael just says, reservations for 2, reservations for 3. There's no self-consciousness coming here. We can be exactly who we are.
And I think that's a lot of people have a stigma attached to a free kitchen. And what would you tell them about that?
Well, there's a lot of different kinds of people that come in here. I know people that work at the college that eat here, people with PhDs, people that have been teaching for 8, 10 years. I got my BA, magna cum laude, in '02. I still eat here. There's all kinds of people. There's people that camp out in the Pisgah Forest because they don't have a better place to go. There's people that live in public housing, and there's people that have their own housing, but the best they can do is maybe keep their mortgage up to date. You know, they have a hard time. I know people that just come and get food, and I know people that deliver food to the housebound on a regular basis. So this isn't just for the people that can walk in, but there's a lot of free giveaways too. Even clothes. Right now there's somebody giving away a piece of furniture and some old videos. So, I mean, there's a lot of things here that nobody has to keep the books on. It's just whatever the Lord brings to us is ours, and they're not stingy here at all.
That's it. It's a great place to visit. So if you're ever in Brevard, make sure you come visit the Bread of Life Free Community Kitchen and have yourself a meal on us.
Yes, thank you. I'm really glad this place is here.
Back in July, and I've been living in the forest.
Oh, you're one of them that's living in the forest?
I've been living in the forest. I've been run out of the forest a couple of times by the rangers. They're trying to get rid of me, if you will.
Right.
And but I've been coming here since July, and Mike is just a godsend.
Oh, that's for sure. He really is. Now, living in the forest, you're going to continue to stay there over the winter?
I'm hoping I'm able to stay there while I'm going to school to get my GED. Right now I'm in the process of. And after that I want to go to college and pursue a career in human services, such as Michael's doing.
Such as Michael's doing. And the reason that you were in the forest?
The reason I'm in the forest is circumstances of life. Life happens.
Right. Right, so you're making the best of the circumstances?
Best of the circumstances that there are.
Right. Now, if you are offered someplace to live, is that an option, or you choose to stay in the forest?
No, I would certainly. I'm open. I'm open to all options. Yeah. But as far as the sharing house goes, I'm just so grateful for Mike.
Yeah. To be here. Yeah, I think that all of us are. And that's what it's all about. It's seeing what one person can do and trying to be like that other person and help others.
Yeah, Mike's a real inspiration to me.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Anything else that you'd like to say?
Just that I hope he's able to keep up a good work and somehow I'll be able to contribute to what he's doing out in my schooling too.
It's a pay it forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And how long have you been coming here?
Ever since they opened up.
Yeah?
Yeah, when Pam and Lewis had it, I used to come out here and volunteer and help them a lot. And whether I was hungry or not, I wanted a meal. I got so used to coming by, I'd come by and check on everybody. Ain't that right?
That's right.
But this is a wonderful place. It helps a lot of people out. especially in between times, like if you were me, I'm on Social Security disability. And sometimes that check falls short, but you can come by here and get a meal, a few groceries, meet a whole lot of nice people. I've been trying to get a girlfriend since I've been coming here, but I had no luck. And that's all I got to say.
Show the whole plate at least.
What, the whole plate?
Yeah, show the whole plate of what we get.
Oh, but I was showing the seconds.
Ah.
We showed it.
Go ahead and get out your lettuce salad, vegetable, and meat. And desserts. And roll.
Okay, I'm good. Just start talking, okay. I've been coming here about off and on 5 years. It's a great place to meet friends and see people you know every day. It's somewhere you can come in and get warm if it's really cold outside. Really good food. Food's donated. I guess Mike's the best to deal with within these situations, like the food pantry.
How did you first start coming here?
It was a DSS worker told me about the place when I first started being really bad off, and I had some major surgeries done, and it was an easy place to get to. So that's how I first started coming here.
And then you just keep coming back.
I come.
Is it the people or is it the food?
It's everybody, everything. The food's good, the people are great. You see your friends, you see new friends. It's a pretty decent place to come to. I mean, it's off the chain, I guess.
Okay, what's the bad? Is there any
bad? No, there's nothing bad about this place.
It's not open 7 days a week.
That's not even a bad thing. Not really.
That is cool.
Because there's enough nourishment here physically, spiritually, and mentally to carry you through the days that aren't open. So
that is fantastic.
More training.
And that is definitely what it's all about.
Yep, sure is.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That is our
our foundation.
Right.
Right. Yes.
That's it, Brother Chris.
And so
All
it's
right.
important to have
Well, that was longer than I thought it was. You did a lot of filming when I didn't see it. Yeah.
Kudos to you for that.
It's
Really.
an honor to be here
Yeah.
with you. I'm just,
Well,
I'm
listen, man.
serious. This is,
I appreciate it. It's
you
a good
are touching
operation. A
many
lot of good
hearts
people.
Besides their stomachs. That's what.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's about 78 people regularly do it. 78 people at least once a month come in and volunteer, a few hours. And that one woman, she's 90, she
Oh my
bought
gosh,
5
and
hours
5
a week.
hours a week?
5 hours every Friday, man.
Wow, that
Yeah.
is fantastic.
She's
That's
amazing.
fantastic.
Yeah. Well, you hear a lot of people talk about what they do. Michael hardly talks about what he does. His talk about what he does is the tip of an iceberg in comparison to what he really does.
Too many people talk.
Right, and that's it. Too many people talk.
And while that was on, he and I were talking, and I was saying, well, I was asking him, well, has community developed around that? He goes, oh yes, the community has developed around the kitchen, and that's what that's probably as important as the food itself.
Absolutely. The networking that you're talking about is extremely important because they learn from each other. A lot of times they come in, they don't have all the information. What do I have to do to fill out, to get food stamps? Where do I go for health care? What about, the networking is really important, even beyond the social aspect. It's really good to nourish them all the way.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm
Your turn.
Well, I'm just going to let Bain.
Is it your computer guy?
I was
I had
really
my
impressed.
computer
I
guy
enjoyed
call me.
that.
That's what called me earlier.
That's
And
good.
that
Good
means
folks.
that
A
my
lot of good people
computer
do a lot
is
of
going to
work.
be
That's good.
working, so I can edit at home. So you guys will get to see a whole lot of new stuff. I'm like excited.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good job on the filming too.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had done all
I
that.
did excellent.
It's a great location, and I think the volunteers do a great job.
Oh, they do.
Amazing work. So.
Well, I was considering doing something, just for Thanksgiving, and it's like I'm doing something else for Thanksgiving that's 2 hours, and editing and stuff like that. It's like, oh boy, that's going to be a lot. But I'd really like to do something and possibly do it so that you can have it, after it's aired as a fundraiser or something.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
You know, because I mean, how you do it and how I know that you would like to get other communities involved in doing something like this also.
It takes fiscal and physical responsibility to do anything. You got to have it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, you got to have it. My dad, who's the greatest man I ever met, said you can walk it, talk it, or mock it. Mocking it is the worst because it's indifference and that's terrible, but you can walk it or talk it. And he used to say, you better do a lot because you talk a lot and you're going to get judged a lot. So if you want to get judged less, you better, not say as much. So we got a lot of work to do, though. We can do better. I'm telling you, we could do better.
Wow.
Transylvania County, actually, by the way, is one of the only counties in North Carolina that has a free medical clinic for basic medical care for the citizens of Transylvania County.
Wow.
And we have our own free People's Pharmacy we opened 2 years ago for basic free medical care.
Wow.
Everything from like a bruise to a stomach ache to a bee sting to, things that you would be $300, $400 at an emergency room for nothing, but 5-minute visit with a doctor okay, you got a bee sting. Okay, there you go.
Now, for those sorts of, that type of help, do they have to qualify for?
They have to qualify to prove that they live in the county. And then if they have a tax form or paycheck stub, they want that. But they take everybody really once to make sure. If they, like for example, if this gentleman came in, clearly he's a vet, and they would take him today and then they would show him where the veteran services are that he does qualify for. So that if you don't qualify with us, we'll show you where you do.
I see.
Which we would take you anyway that first day.
So they take you that first.
Absolutely. Okay. How would you know?
Yeah.
So
Wow. Wow.
It's fantastic. Transylvania County Volunteers in Medicine is called. And again, that's like 60 people working continuously.
Mark, you have
with the pharmacies.
Roland?
And the doctors, retired doctors and nurses.
Wow.
Huh? No, I was saying Mark with the Roland, the tape. You guys can keep talking.
Yeah.
Talks amongst yourselves.
Yeah, you could take what she just had there. If you had to go somewhere to speak to people or something like that.
Yeah, that's practically my whole spiel there. So wouldn't know what to say past that.
You could send
copies. The whole thing is there's
send copies of that out.
Yeah,
that's good. I thought she did a lovely job. Great show and tell.
She did a great job.
That was wonderful.
And maybe some of these other counties and stuff, need to. Because it's all available out there.
It's all available out there. We can solve these social problems. It just takes everybody. Reasonable people ought to be able to sit around a table and figure things out.
That's right.
It's a matter of implementation, really.
Yeah.
And it's a matter of cooperation. So. I really
organizing it. That's got to be a big.
When you're cooperating with each other, though, you tend to everybody is on the same page for the most part.
Yeah. Are there times when you've actually got so many volunteers you can say, I don't need you today, or is it ever to that point, or?
Do you send anybody home?
Want to do that?
I don't know that I send anybody home. There's always something you can find someone to do.
Something you
You can always say, here, chop vegetables, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here, sort beans or sweet
Well,
leaves.
it's always the same way. If you got 50, there's going to be 10 that want to come and help you every day.
Because of him, actually, that's true.
They just use me as an
example.
Yeah.
Sort of a poster boy.
Yeah, exactly. No, but bad mental health and having no homeless shelter, and then having and all the unemployment, and having a drug and alcohol without a drug and alcohol program, which we don't have in our county. But all those things are interdependent. They're related.
Right.
They're different issues, unfortunately, because like I know to open a shelter in our county, the people who are habitual are part of the problem blocking it. They would be okay with opening a shelter for people in crisis.
Right.
But they're not always wanting to deal with the habitual issue when you have to deal with both.
Without having a drug and alcohol program in your county?
In our county.
That's amazing that Transylvania County does not.
I know.
That's
they lost.
surprising.
They lost their grant about 10 years ago, and they never really got
because
anything going. It's a big problem.
I know they got a bunch of drunks over there.
I mean, but it's what we're
I've heard that, and so.
Yeah, but they don't have one. That's a big problem.
I'm trying to be humorous, but anyway.
It's a mistake. The hospital actually, I think, did us a disfavor by not continuing it. So.
Would she like to take my seat?
She's got to take mine.
Oh.
Hi.
Hello, Wendy.
We enjoyed watching
This is
you on
Wendy,
TV.
by the way.
Hi, Wendy.
We saw her in the video.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah, you did a great
Yes.
job, Wendy.
Thanks.
Welcome.
We have no
She picked
camera
the right
on
people. It was
Wendy.
great.
And you
there she is.
graduated
She's in there
magna
now.
cum laude, is that what you
Yeah.
said? And what was your degree in?
Integrated studies with a couple of emphases.
What was emphasis?
Organizational leadership and communications through fine arts, theater, music,
Okay.
creative writing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Definitely a
You know,
fine arts.
Yeah.
is my microphone
I like
on?
writing, singing,
Yours is on.
composing.
Mark,
I don't think he can hear you.
Well,
though.
my name is John.
He's talking
Hey,
to
John.
Lisa.
Meet you.
Maybe I'll see you again in the future.
Maybe I look a little better than I did on.
Oh, you look fine. I thought she did a great job
Excuse
filming
me.
the whole thing.
She did. It was
Is my-
fabulous. It was just
Yeah,
all,
you're on.
the
You wanna
continuity
turn
was
on?
great.
no, I want
And
to
it was
talk,
just
and,
all
and,
equal.
you
I
know,
shouldn't have
that's,
that. That's the way it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're on.
I know that, but they say they don't listen in there. That's the problem. I didn't want. I had something I wanted to give you.
Oh, okay.
Could I please,
Lisa.
Lisa?
Are we on the
Could
air?
you please? Could you please play the song before it all goes off? Because this is Michael J. Martin from Texas, and we called him and got permission to use this song,
Oh, great.
and I wanted to play it for you and for me.
Okay.
What's it called?
Well, you'll know that when they play
I'll
it.
know it when you play it. I'm
Michael
sorry.
Of
Martin.
course, they won't let it hear out here. You know Michael J. Martin?
I will
Michael
when I
J.
hear it.
is a Vietnam
Yeah.
veteran. That,
Oh.
Yeah.
Songwriter?
We're ready. I've been playing
Here we
this for
go.
days.
All right. Is this you
I'm
playing
gonna
it?
grow a beard. No, he's a friend of mine, but he's well known. He's got a lot of CDs, but this is just one that it just fits you and me.
Ah, good.
Bald-headed guy.
Perfect.
Boy, ain't had it easy in this life. It's
About
so
a double
hard
headshot
to
here.
girls when you're losing all your curls. God bless that
Bald-headed
poor
dude,
old
so tell him.
bald-headed guy. Y'all be
Turn that
joking
thing up a little bit. We can't rock.
You ought to stop and try to sympathize.
Can't hear it in here.
Sunburn in the summer, frostbite in the wintertime. Sonny, it ain't funny when you got a head like mine. God bless
Shiny
that
hair,
poor
too.
old bald-headed guy. Boy, ain't had it easy.
Can you hear me, Lisa?
It's so hard.
We'll turn it up a little
when you're
bit.
losing all your curls. God bless that poor old bald-headed guy.
Sing you again.
Hey, it's all just a matter of hormones.
I'm going to miss your show.
Come from having too much testosterone.
You'll come back and
I guess that's just something that you got down in your bones. Them gals are tall, them pretty boys with hair ain't never known.
Look at that shine.
God bless that poor old bald-headed guy. Boy, ain't that easy in this life. It's so hard with girls when you're losing all your girls. God bless that poor old bald-headed guy. Everybody sing. God bless that poor old bald-headed guy. Boy, ain't had it easy in this life. It's so hard with the girls when you're losing all your girls.
zoom in. We gotta zoom in.
God
Bless
bless
that
poor
poor.
bald-headed. Bless
Him.
that poor
Bless
old
him.
bald-headed. Bless
What happened?
that poor old bald-headed.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Guy.
I had it up. Looked like Sarah Palin. I was scared to come out.
That wrong show. Oh, that was very well done.
That was great. Okay.
Thank you. I've
Thank
been
you.
trying to get that on.
That's a nice do. You say that Lisa did your hair?
Okay, keep
Yeah,
going.
one of the reasons they hired me here is because of my
cameras on.
peripheral vision and being able to look out on things and being able to tell when stuff is really right.
That's right.
Sometimes you don't know, sometimes you do.
Great. Coming into place here is Tom. Tom's going to come join us.
Hey, I used
Everybody,
to
this is
hunt
Tom.
night crawlers for a living, and I've been able to get them to come back up since.
Don't be afraid, Tom. Don't be afraid.
I think we had our shots.
Great. This is Tom Cowan. Great Catawba player, actually. It's too bad you didn't bring your drum.
Did you well?
No, you didn't.
Wow.
We had one.
What do you play?
A lot of hand percussion instruments.
Let him borrow it.
Right.
Don't get behind us. You could actually probably do an impersonation of Dolly Parton.
Yeah. This leather's not stretched well enough.
Something that goes right over
That
your
must
head.
be my cue to sit up straight.
Now, Tom, how are you and Michael associated, or?
Well, I've known Michael a pretty long time, but recently I've been coming in to volunteer.
Okay.
The Bread of Life.
I used to have a show called Old Time and New Review, which is a monthly variety show that we'd have on the radio, music, storytelling, folklore, things like that, with different kinds of people on it. And Tom's been on the show maybe a lot, haven't you?
Maybe 5 times.
Maybe 5 or 6 times. Yeah. So.
And what
we've known
did
each
you do
other
on the show, Tom?
Well, I was playing in a little band at the time, and I was me and 3 other people, and we would get like a little 20-minute set or so.
Is it in the back?
Everybody got a 20-minute set, basically.
Oh, wow.
20's perfect.
It is for me, because if you don't like them, that's okay to wait till the next two.
Yeah, that's
You know,
right.
Yeah.
Well, wow. Well, Tom, are you a native of Brevard, or?
No, this is about my 5th year, and I've recently finished school at Brevard College.
All
I'm
right.
originally from New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
Louisiana.
That's another college I didn't go to. From my hometown.
Well, we're all alumni from Brevard College in some way here. on
Oh,
this side.
really?
Yeah.
Well, it has been just a place that has made Brevard
Yeah, it's certainly.
what it
been
is.
I
That
agree.
and the music center and Brevard College, and
Yeah.
you don't like my hair, do you?
It is a little funny looking.
I'm telling you, when I put it up, I looked just like Sarah Palin, and people were booing me and
Oh,
stuff.
wrong show.
I had it up.
Doesn't bother me. I remember the 60s and the 70s.
Yeah. Well, now Tom was
I remember
on
the
the video
50s.
too, volunteering.
Me too.
I don't know if you noticed. You were. Did you notice yourself?
I didn't see.
You were in the background actually.
And kind of in the background a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
He was there that day they were filming. I know that. So.
That's neat.
No, it was
Yeah,
silent.
you keep them pretty busy.
I have to.
Oh, yeah.
I have to. That's the whole idea. So.
Yeah.
So what do you like? Do you like Transylvania County?
Do I like it?
Yeah.
I have liked it. I am contemplating a move to Asheville, but I'm glad I hope to stay in Western North Carolina. And
Yeah, that's
close
actually
to
what I meant to say.
Transylvania
Western North
County.
Carolina, yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we live in the right place, man. We're blessed.
Hey,
I tell you, are we not?
I've always, everywhere I've ever gone, I always come back to the mountains of here. Because there's something about anywhere you come to here, you got to come uphill just about.
This is my 7th state. I definitely agree with you.
This is your 7th state, Wendy?
I've been in Brevard for 10 years, and I'm staying put as long as I can.
Yeah. It's my favorite place I've ever been in my whole life. So.
Well, like that guy that said he had only been to 3 states, and there's North Carolina, South Carolina, and Myrtle Beach.
I like that.
So you're planning on staying,
Yeah.
Wendy?
Yeah, as long as I can. The farthest I'll go might be Hendersonville from Brevard, but I don't plan on going anywhere farther. I've got family in South Carolina, just an hour away, and my second grandbaby was born in August, so I'm going to stay as close to them as I can and still be in the mountains.
That's excellent.
That sounds like a very good plan.
Oh, they're good kids too.
Yeah. How old?
Well, the baby, 6-8 weeks by now,
Oh, wow.
something like that.
So you're
And
talking baby.
my first grandson, my first grandchild is 5 years old. He's having a birthday in December. and he's in kindergarten for the first time, and now there's a girl too, so we got one of each so far.
That's perfect.
And I've got 2 other boys that haven't married yet, so I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of grands.
Oh, yeah. And what a great place to raise them.
Oh, it is. Yeah. It's good. It's really, I'm trying to get them north of the South Carolina border. Wouldn't mind if they were a little closer. I think it'd be good for them to be up here.
Up into Asheville.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Asheville. I moved here in 1980.
Oh.
And before that, I was born and raised in Chicago. In the Chicago
I'm from
area.
the Chicago suburbs next to O'Hare, Elmhurst, off of 294.
Yeah, Well, I was on the Indiana side. I was born in East Chicago.
Oh, okay.
And
over by 80.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 65.
Yep. And 65, that's right. And and then I lived outside of Pittsburgh for a while, and then I lived in Indiana a lot. But when I came to Asheville, it took me about 24 hours to say, I'm not leaving. This is it.
It's got everything.
Yeah, it does.
It's the Bohemian capital of the Buckle of the Bible Belt.
Can you say that twice?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of its allure. It's the Bohemian capital of the Buckle of the Bible Belt.
Well, walking downtown when I first came here, I remembered because they were called beatniks back then, and they had a certain look about them.
Yeah, man.
And you just saw them walking around. It's like, wow, and they're still walking around in Asheville, and I wonder what they do. I always wonder, because they've still got the long hair and they pull it back and they look just they really don't age. I mean, they still look good and they still walk around, and I mean, they all can't make baskets and they all can't be making instruments, but they all look like they're doing well.
They're all living.
Yeah, and that's.
You can find your niche here. It's like my grandpa said one time, he was in state politics and they were trying to get him into national politics and send him to D.C. And he said that he could be effective as a big fish in a little pond. Well, I found my pond.
Yeah.
And I can be a little fish, a very happy little fish in my little pond in Brevard. It's got everything I need, and when I want a little more, I can come up here or go down to Greenville.
Right.
So it all works.
Yeah, because you're kind of in between, so it's not.
It's perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. And Tom, you said you were thinking of moving to Asheville. Is that?
Yep.
Yeah. What's your plan?
To find a job out here.
So if you're listening,
Ever heard
Asheville,
that before? I think everybody's looking for that.
And that could be a
deciding factor.
A lot of different things right now. So I've kind of begun the search.
Oh, good.
What's your main focus or your top 2-3 focuses?
Well, my minor in college was wilderness leadership and experiential education, and that's kind of a big field up here as I find out more.
I'm
and
not
more,
laughing at you. My stomach is growling. and Grandpa Carl will start dancing.
He just can't take it.
Give me a cookie, Carl. Give me a cookie.
What kind of job are you hoping to get there in Asheville there, Tom? Or anywhere in Western North Carolina? So.
Well, possibly a wilderness therapy job, anything working with kids. Although my major in college, I'm also interested in writing. My major was English with an emphasis in journalism.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, those jobs are obviously a lot harder to find, or a lot harder. It's hard to support yourself. So, hopefully, I can find something that'll give me the time to pursue something else, probably something more creative.
Okay. Well, now the wilderness therapy type. What does that actually entail?
Those are programs for kids that are, as they say, adjudicated youth or at risk. Kids that have whatever kind of problems, often drug-related problems.
I see.
And it's been found that putting them in these wilderness settings for extended periods of time with counselors that would be, such as myself, it's therapeutic for them.
Okay, so they actually come and live. It'd be like a camp setting sort of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. And where they would be schooled also at the same time when they're there? Is that how it works?
Like there's Yeah, often like a base where they do schooling and then they go out for a week at a time or so.
I know somebody that was in one of those programs and they got a real high school diploma. Instead of a GED, it was a real high school diploma. And that can be an employability issue later on. Some employers will look at somebody with a GED and somebody with a high school diploma, and they'll hire the diploma if everything else is equal. So those wilderness programs can be very helpful in bridging somebody from where they've been to where they want to go once they get the change of heart that'll make them want to better their lives.
Get them in the forest. I mean, that's the main thing. Get them out there in the forest. I promise you it'll make a difference in their lives, you know?
Yeah, I would think so.
Not only the bonding,
This one kid I knew,
fresh air.
He thought he was he was in for a property offense, and he thought he was like a lot of these other kids that, you know, they were just going to head to jail no matter what. And once he got in this kind of environment, he could see the difference between his own self and his own attitudes and these other kids. He says, I'm not like those kids. I can do better. And by the time he graduated the wilderness program he was in, they offered him a job. They said, you wait 2 years, you can have a job anytime you like right here.
Right there.
He just needed to, you know, he just needed about 2 years on his own, and then he could work there anytime he liked because he really got the program and he really benefited from it. It's one of the biggest things I've ever seen change a kid's life.
Wow.
Right.
Wilderness programs really make a difference.
Let's get them outside.
Yeah.
Get them out on the, get them out in the forest.
Well, Tom, what age group is that? Normally, is it like
well, it goes up into, for people my age, there's programs for young adults and then all through their teens, probably as young as like 10 or 12. But
what's your interest specifically? What age group would you like to?
Probably the young teens, and that's what I've done. I've worked at like summer camp jobs, and that's a lot of fun. I find you can make a big difference, even when it's not a program that's designed to get the kids out of big trouble. It's kids who have never been in the outdoors before. It can sometimes be a really transformational experience.
Get them outside.
That's the word for it, transformational.
Transformation.
It really is.
We could do a lot more transforming around here and be all right with that, I can tell you.
New starts.
New starts
are important.
I'm all right with that.
Uniting with the other kids that are in tough situations that have come, so you've got kind of a group therapy going on too.
Yeah, it is. It is a form of group therapy, definitely.
Well, a lot of dynamics between the individuals going on too, relationship issues, and out in the forest. I think you probably never find out who you are more than when you remove yourself from all the things that you're used to. If you get yourself out of your house without your clothes, without your normal stuff, without your regular stuff that you have on, you find out who you truly are. Get yourself out there. I think you have more time to figure things out yourself.
Oh, I do too.
So many more distractions,
Wendy, can I trade places with you? I have a very
I know they're teasing each other over here. Yeah, they are. It's okay.
What is he doing? I see him out of the corner. Oh,
they're teasing each other.
Okay, let's watch this.
All right,
let's watch this. Let me see what you're doing. Let me see. All eyes are on you.
All right.
So bad. I don't think I'll ever get over that.
You waited a long time for that one.
He was turning red and purple.
Where's
and
mine?
he's making these faces at me, and I'm thinking,
That's great.
He had to set up that a while ago.
Oh,
so
I
he's
know.
Been sitting here for 15 minutes. That ping pong about swallowed it twice.
That's great.
That'd be a trick tomorrow.
That would be a
Not a
trick.
sword swallower.
I tell you.
Awesome. That's great.
Well, it's just, you don't want it to just get plumb dead.
Fun with ping pong.
I'm surprised Shamrock didn't dive in after that ball.
Well, Lisa, welcome back.
Oh, thank you, Michael. I'm going to have to talk a little bit louder. Well, it's almost 6:30, and 6:30 we have the I Ching guy come out.
Excellent.
Oh.
Where is he?
Yeah, so if you guys want to hang out,
Where is the
I'll probably go back in the sound booth when he comes.
Yeah, well, you don't want to hang
This
out
is the
and
I
watch
Ching
how
guy,
it's
the
done?
Miami.
In the sound booth.
Yeah.
In the Miami
Well,
show.
Excellent.
Thanks for coming, guys.
No, thank you. We appreciate it. We
It was
enjoyed
such
it.
a pleasure to meet all of you.
Yeah. Now you know why Michael's been on a couple of times before, and it's like, is this 4?
I think so.
I was going back
I
over
think it's
some
4.
old ones, and it's like, wow. Here I was telling people it's only 3, but it's like going over tapes. It's like, no, it can't be. It has to be 4.
I think it's 4.
Yeah.
But you have so much information that,
Well-
that really is important.
I
Yeah.
appreciate being here.
There's people that want to do it, and there's people that say you ought to do it, and then they got Michael who does
Does
it.
it? Yeah.
That's
Well,
it.
thank
And
you
that's
for
what
that.
it takes to make.
He walks the talk.
That's
That's
it.
right.
That's
you.
it. And there's not a lot of people who can
More
honestly
Yeah.
say that.
And I can understand why he hadn't had time growing hair.
That's right. We need more proactive peacemakers.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We
And
need
Tom,
more
good
proactive
luck. I
people.
hope,
See, I've
I
been-
hope you come to Asheville, and I hope you find
Oh,
what
thank
you're
you.
looking for. And you can always email GLoLady, and if there's anything Mark and I can help you with, because we live here in Asheville, we'd be glad to.
He'll be
Right.
busking on a street near you anytime.
But remember, Asheville is not the wilderness.
No,
It's a different type of wilderness.
a different type of wilderness.
I've been over there where you are.
Different type of
Really
wildlife.
wild.
That's it.
Type of
That's it.
wildlife.
So I'm gonna disappear. These guys are gonna stay here for a couple more minutes, hang out. I'm just gonna go in the control room and do what I got to do in there. And thank you for joining us, people. I've enjoyed it as usual. And I know we ran out of time. What can I say? We always do.
We did the 2-hour thing, and we're still running out of time.
I know. It goes
We still
really
got a
fast.
half hour.
So, well, we have I Ching coming out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
Well-
Michael can learn a little bit about I Ching too.
Yeah.
So, see you guys. I'll talk to you next week.
Oh man, well thank you very much. That was great.
Well, stay here and talk.
We're gonna
You
talk.
Go in here and-
We appreciate you
You
inviting
can
us on.
stay here.
I'll
I'm going to
stay.
step out. Shannon's going to stay here.
All right.
She's
I'm gonna
one of
step
the-
out, too.
She's one of the changers.
I got you.
Chang, chang.
Very
Oh,
good,
is
very
everybody
good.
leaving at the same
Oh
time?
no.
Hey,
That was-
Lisa, I have that microphone that flies apart again, and I can't
find.
find the little black part.
Oh, okay.
Mark
We'll find it
is
later.
right
We
here
can
on
still
the
hear it
desk.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know what's going on. That's
Your
good.
puppy cookies are right here, Mark. If you need them, I know.
Well, brother, it's good to see you again, man. I haven't seen you in a
I'll
while.
stop by
It's
and
good to
see
see
you over
you.
in Vaughan.
Please do.
Mike Henderson,
Tom.
my name.
There you go.
Being funny is my game.
All right.
You're good at it.
Yeah.
I try to sometimes.
You do a great job, man. We appreciate you. I always enjoyed you having you at the coffee shop.
I did good.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I'll tell you somebody else was missing, poor Greg.
Oh yeah.
You see
Yeah.
him
I see him
occasionally?
occasionally.
Yeah.
I like Greg. He's a good man.
Yeah, he was.
You're good people, man.
Aaron, can you
He
see what
was
I
quite
Ching
a-
dog is doing down there?
He was a lot of
Okay.
help right now.
Yeah. Greg's
Okay.
a good man. Lives right there. One of the.
Maybe I better have him in my lap,
Yeah, I know.
'cause I don't want him to.
Mics are on. Thank you very much.
Yes, yes, they are.
Great to be back.
I hope I'm being heard.
You're being heard. Got the big thumbs up in the kit.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hi, I Ching guy.
Hi, GLoLady. Little reference here. Got a little zoom right here.
He's not on it.
Can you zoom in on it?
Yes, if we could, a little zoom here.
Oh, look at the setting. That's great.
Any of the cams can zoom, please.
He wants you to zoom in on this right here.
Right here.
We can't do that.
All right.
Okay.
I don't think we can do that.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
all right.
okay,
Can I
okay.
mention it?
Yep.
Yes, you can mention it.
Okay. Well, just want to say I was glad to see that game last night. University of Miami Hurricanes beat the Virginia Tech Hokies, and I was very happy to see that.
Speaking of Virginia, will you hand me that cat for a second, the picture?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, in case Beverly's watching, can you zoom in on this? Aaron, can you zoom in on the kitty again? Because I think Beverly and probably Lori are watching right now. This is Jinx. Jinx is a cat. Yes, that is a cat. That is not a polar bear she's holding.
Isn't that huge?
It
That's
is
not
a cat that weighs 28 pounds. And it's Jinx, and I'm thrilled to have a picture of him. And I'm hoping that we could start a little fan club for Jinx.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Look at the settings she has for us. That's beautiful.
I know, that's wonderful. And
Good job in the control room.
And while the setting is on, I would just like to say hi to my relatives and friends that are watching. And please keep watching because we're having a lot of fun here.
Yes, we are. Okay. Shall we get to it?
Yeah, we should get to it because we had 2 call-ins.
Well, yes, we did. Yes, we did.
We had 2 call-ins, and we said that we would start the show right off the bat with the call-ins. And
Well, we had 3, didn't we? Because the one asked the one between the first and
Oh,
second
yes,
one.
we had
One asked
3.
2 questions,
Uh-huh.
and then we had a third caller.
That's right, we did.
But that was a call back on an earlier thing.
Right.
Okay.
And the first question that was asked, we had ironically had already answered with Ann Fisher the week before. So and that was the
Yes.
question: if Barack Obama becomes the next president, what effect will that have on the United States economy? So we've already went through that one last week.
Yes. Well, yeah, we didn't really quite get through it.
Then do we still have a couple? Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Now, as I said back then, is that I Ching is hexagram number 16, and which means enthusiasm, as I was saying before. Notice how enthusiastic everyone was about him becoming president.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was saying everything will go as hoped, but you cannot relax or be idle or negligent. If you are, you will bring bad luck and bitterness upon yourself. At the same time, you must discipline yourself in your private life and put your personal papers and documents of proof in order so as to protect yourself against some unexpected trouble or complication. Moreover, beware of robbers. But you notice that there, I was pointing that out last time too. Let's see. At the same time, you must discipline yourself in your private life and put your personal papers and documents of proof in order so as to protect yourself against some unexpected trouble. Weren't they just going on and on about the providing that documentation of his birth certificate?
Yeah.
You know? So once again,
apparently
the
they got satisfied. He did, what he needed to do, and now he's president-elect, and I'm very happy.
Yes. So once again, the I Ching gives an astoundingly appropriate answer to a question.
And sometimes it will sound like when you're reading it that wasn't the exact question, but that's because it goes into a much bigger area. It doesn't just stay there. It talks about much more than you can imagine. So that's why I love the I Ching so much.
Yes. And let's see. In terms of business, that also means high prices mean profits for you.
What are you doing?
Anything else? New business, change of occupation or specialization, and moving. Propitious, as in very opportune. That's at That will be at first because we had a second hexagram there. Hexagram, ended up being, that's the present, but 4 lines changed, which brought it up, made it to where it went to hexagram 59. So let's go over those changing lines, what they mean.
And we already have had an increase in gun sales.
Maybe down to
Was it?
Yeah.
Line 2.
And ticket prices from anywhere to to DC has
That's
gone.
right.
All right. Line 2 changing means to be able to recognize the early signs of a change in fortune is a tremendous gift. While others may be swept away by compelling rhythms and fads, you adhere firmly to the underlying principles of your nature and react appropriately to the demands of the time. Such is the behavior of leaders.
Yeah.
Again, so appropriate to the question, subject of the question being asked. 4th line changing means harmonious times are approaching. It is safe to exhibit your confidence in your future. Your attitude will attract others to you who will cooperate in your endeavors. In this way, you can accomplish great deeds. Line 5 changed also, which means total harmony is obstructed and impossible. Yet the very awareness of this will keep you from sinking into chaos and eventual defeat. And that's what I pointed out on that last thing, which was last week. It's like saying it's not going to be perfectly everyone, doing this. Total harmony is not, it's obstructed and impossible. They said, yet the very awareness of this will keep you from sinking, as in Barack is realistic. He knows that not everyone is going to get along with everyone else, Line 6 changing. Okay. Part of that is there is an opportunity to move on to a situation of new growth.
Which we need so badly.
Yes.
We could use a little of that.
Yeah, we sure could, Michael. But it was a very positive reading, so we were really excited about that.
That's great.
Another background.
Yes.
You want to get another background?
Then the future hexagram, what it'll change to in the future is hexagram 59.
Hexagram 59?
Yes. See, the first one was 16, and the second one was 59.
They're all the way up at the top.
And 59 is...
What the hell just happened?
Okay. Fortune. Oh. My microphone fell off.
These microphones are alive. Mine was just like exploding a while ago.
Yeah. Okay. The fortune for hexagram number 59 is fortunes are beginning to change and hardships to abate, but do not be too much at ease. Failure will come from being heedless, imprudent, and too free. Great good fortune for business involving ships and the moving or shipping business. The following things may occur: a journey away from home, gaining the assistance of someone, or failure through lack of willpower or fickleness. Me wonder, it was like, is there going to be a lot of, there's shipping there, shipping business in general, so it's talking about, we're going to be importing
caller,
a lot,
can you hear me?
exporting a lot, a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Hello, caller, can you hear me?
And in the shipping business,
Hello, caller, can you hear me?
moving or shipping
Hello,
business, a lot
caller,
of people
can
may
you
be
hear me?
moving to new locations.
Hello, caller.
There may be 18-wheelers doing a
caller.
lot of,
Can you hear me?
moving products around.
Transferring, yeah.
Which
Hello,
is a good
caller.
I
sign.
hope so,
Hear
yeah.
me?
Hope that's a good sign.
Hello,
Yeah, that's a good
caller.
We need
sign.
products moving,
Yes.
Hello,
indeed.
caller.
on and off the shelf, unfortunately.
Caller, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello,
They're getting a call.
caller.
You're getting a call.
Hello, caller.
Okay, slide over. You can talk without having to be at the
Hello, caller.
You're coming through?
Yep.
You're
Hello,
coming through over
can
the
you
air,
hear
I
me?
believe, Lisa. If you unclick the LR button. There you go.
Hello, caller.
Yeah.
a good thing we didn't have it. Oh, they weren't going out on the air. We were
Yeah.
just hearing them.
No,
Yes,
they
I said
heard it.
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Hello,
someone with
caller.
epilepsy or
Don't do no
some
calls
problems.
right now after that bullshit.
Hello?
Okay, now let's go ahead to the next question. This was
Hello,
a call-in
caller.
question.
Yes.
Do you have that off?
This was a calling question. How will
Well,
Barack
it should be
Obama
going out
affect
to the
other
caller.
nations' perception
Callers
of
should
us?
be coming in to you.
And the answer was hexagram number 17.
That can be heard over the air. I meant this one.
That can.
Okay.
Right.
Leave them on the air. Don't worry about
Sue,
nothing.
All right,
let's
then
see.
we'll go out then.
The fortune, respect the opinions of others
That's yours.
and use the
you're
assistance
calling to
provided by
call.
others. Then the
Here,
undertaking
you
will
wanna
be a
talk to caller?
success and both fame and fortune will be yours.
Now, see, that's very interesting because reread that question and reread that line.
I don't know why
How
nobody's
will
showing
Barack
you.
Obama affect other nations' perception of us, or also
Testing
opinion
1,
of us?
2.
Right.
And the answer is respect the opinions
Testing
of
1,
others
2, 3, 4,
and use the
5,
assistance provided by others.
6.
Then the
7,
undertaking will be a
8.
success and both fame and fortune will be
1,
yours.
2,
Which is
3,
exactly the opposite that we've had over the last
Exactly.
few years, as far as I'm
That's
concerned.
right,
Our
Michael.
administration
Man, we
now
could-
has like absolutely no
Testing.
consideration for other
3,
people's
4. I
opinions,
should be
no
hearing
Right.
respect for other
myself.
people's opinions,
And certainly can't
1,
support us in doing
2,
anything
3,
that,
4.
forward until we change
Okay,
something.
I am hearing myself, so I know I'm.
so understandably they got all that kind of a resentment at it.
Well, I think he's going to be great for the world. I honestly do. I think the whole world stood up and cheered when he was elected, and I think that you're going to see some really impressive things come down. He could be actually one of the very first worldwide recognized leaders in the world at the time
Yes,
of his
can I-
leadership.
hello?
You know, you think about famous leaders like Nelson Mandela
Hello?
and all that he's done all over the world. But he did
Hello,
most of it
caller, do you
afterwards,
hear me?
You know, as far as we're all concerned. You know, and
Caller,
I think
do you
that
hear me?
He has the opportunity.
I agree with
Hello?
you.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think they're all willing to give it this chance too.
We got a second chance. I think we had a chance
Okay.
after the
That's there.
the September 11th thing happened, and I think we blew it. And I think our reaction was so bad that I was really afraid that that was just going to be the downfall. I think we got another chance here.
Yes. And
1, 2, 3.
we had two changing lines in there, which caused yet another future hexagram. Line 1 changed.
Hello,
A
caller,
change
may I
is
help you?
occurring, whether in your own
Hello?
objectives or in the situation around you. In order to accomplish
Nah,
something,
somebody was on that,
you
they
should
heard.
all communicate with persons of all persuasions and opinions, yet remain
Yeah, no,
internally
they're hearing
principled
me.
and discerning.
That just
Amen.
heard
I
him
think
hang
that's
up.
absolutely right. I think that feeds back into what you were saying before.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
right into it.
Call me. Anybody got a cell phone?
And
Call this number and talk
third
to
line
me.
is, you will find yourself parting ways with former inferior elements in your life as you make contact with worthwhile persons or ideals.
Okay.
By firmly following the superior path,
Okay, do you hear me?
You will find what you are looking for, while your strength
Okay, and I'm hearing you.
will greatly benefit.
Okay, so hey, that caller was
Feeds right
deliberately
into it.
doing that.
Right into it
Okay,
again.
thanks.
Exactly.
Chris, your mic is live.
Yes. Oh, and the name of that hexagram was following. I meant to mention that. So, in terms of other nations' opinions, they'll begin to follow us a little bit. You know, cooperate with us.
Respect us again.
They're going to give us a moment to listen. Now, that's at least for sure. You know, how we react now, you know, what you do at this moment creates the next memory kind of thing, and we need to make sure we react positively.
Yes, yes.
We've got to make a difference right away, and we've got to be true.
We've got a chance to not do it. I think would be a mistake.
Right.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Now we've the next question.
The second part of that question.
Yeah, well, we had to break it up.
Yeah,
into two.
that's right. We had to break it up into two. Same.
Because you can't have multiple part questions of each. How will the person asked, the caller asked, how will Barack Obama, being president, affect the attitude of young people who are too young to have experienced the time of such people as Martin Luther King?
Second chance. Again, I think we blew it, you know. The civil rights movement in this nation started 230 some years ago, but obviously in the 60s, that's when most people recognized the social change happening.
Right.
And quite frankly, I think that it didn't keep going. We're still, you know, in a time of, you've got to say, you know, we have a lot of rights to yet give. You know, we're not done. You know, it's not over with yet.
That's right.
Yes, yes.
You're exactly right. And that was hexagram 15.
Yes.
That
And
came
then
up
the
on
ans-
that one.
and the name of that hexagram number 15, hexagram number 15, the name of that hexagram is modesty. So, safe and sound, everything will go as hoped. You will summon failure if you violate the path of humility and modesty. You must be humble.
That's how we're talking to our youths right now, that they need to be humble and they need to, because they haven't experienced what different generations have.
Right.
They're on the cuff.
I mean, all they've known is what we've had now. You know?
Yeah.
Well, and they're on an edge of a different situation too, where their whole culture is going to be so different than their grandparents, you wouldn't even recognize it. And I think that it was pretty impressive with Martin Luther, it mentioned here. Martin Luther King's dream has somewhat come to pass, and you saw that on the eyes of everybody in Chicago coming out for it. Jesse Jackson with a tear in his eye, and all the other people that were there. I mean, you saw a handing off of the torch. You know,
over 100,000 people.
100,000? Is that what they said?
100,000.
I mean, that's just amazing. You know,
Just a sea of people.
just in Chicago to hear the results. Can you imagine what it's going to be in D.C.? Yeah, place is going to jumping. You know, they're expecting near 1 million people. You know, 1 million man march because we elected a leader.
That's right.
I hope a good leader.
And the look on their faces as they were taking the camera to different groups of people in Grant Park.
The hope on their faces was brilliant.
The tears and people of all colors, people of all ages.
And perhaps the enthusiasm.
The enthusiasm was incredible. It was a moment of, wow, it's finally here. We have a second chance.
I had a girl from the African American community that was talking, and she said she called her grandmother, you know, after election, and it was the best talk she ever had with her grandmother. Wow. There was a connection there. I thought, man, that's what it's about.
Yes.
Let's give us, and we need young people voting. There's just no doubt about it.
Yeah. And they were excited.
And they were excited. Yeah, we need it so badly.
Yeah, we needed that.
Our demographics, voting-wise, needs to expand. So.
It sure does.
I'd actually be for reducing the voting age to 16, personally. Because I think more families would benefit, you know, because they would vote family.
Yeah, and in our son's school, they were doing mock elections and letting the kids vote, and I thought that was really great.
Yeah.
They were really, and they had different groups that were assigned, whether you wanted it or not. You were, whatever your card said, you were either Republican or Democrat, and then they had, you know, the issues going on and debates, and so I was really impressed with that.
I'm glad to hear that. Well, I think the I Ching's right on that note. I mean, I think that they're certainly connected,
And 2 lines of that changed. Line 4 and 5 changed. 4. Once the balance of true moderation is reached, it must be continually maintained. This does not mean simply maintaining the form of moderation, but continuing to cultivate equilibrium in your character and a sense of responsibility towards your society.
Wow.
We're all privileged, and with privilege comes responsibility.
Yes.
I mean, let's be honest with it, and it speaks right to it there.
What line did you just say?
That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
But I think, I think with privilege comes responsibility.
But it was hexagram number 15, though, in terms of that. That was the 4th line change. And on the hexagram number 15, the 5th line change. Oh, great. The 5th line, that's 15? It may be a matter of, yes, okay, sorry, my mistake.
It's 15.
Yes. Now 5th line change means despite the mild balance that's reached in moderation, it may be necessary to take forceful action to accomplish your aims. This should not be done with a boastful display of power, but with firm, decisive, and objective action. There will be improvement in whatever you undertake. So, once again.
But it takes action, and it takes doing it consistently over and over again. Yes. It takes you actually walking the walk to get it done. And I mean, that's what we need more of. You know?
Barack strikes me as that
I think that certainly will encourage people to get up and get out there and get ready to to really, I hope, do great deals. We could do so many great things. We just got to figure out how to do them together.
Yes. And that led to a future hexagram 31. So just go ahead and leave that one up there and just add it on behind there, 31, like right next to it, if you could, please. And hexagram 31 is influence or wooing, like you're wooing somebody. And the fortune is good fortune, everything going as you hope. Cooperative ventures are auspicious. Nevertheless, the possibility exists that you may make the wrong friends and mistakenly enter the path of evil or incorrectness. So I think that could be, my feeling about that is, like, since he is so popular, the wrong type of characters and people will be coming at him and trying to steer him into a wrong direction.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and even if you're president in general, you know.
Oh, yeah, get ready for the swarm of lobbyists headed your way. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Get ready. They all have an agenda.
Yes, they do.
Boy, can you imagine the agendas he is facing right now? Wow.
It's
unbelievable.
massive. It is.
And he looks ready for it.
I know. Let's hope he doesn't get distracted by the lobbyists and all the special interests, because he's got some major issues on his plate.
Yeah, he does.
Yes. Now we have hexagram.
What?
Okay, wait. The question was.
The question, yeah. This was the caller that had called in originally, and he called in at the end of the show, so we didn't get to hear his question. And then he called back last week.
Yes.
And we were hoping he would call back.
Yes. And his question was, now he's talking about someone, so I'm just going to, and he's talking about a certain hospital, so I'm going to put blank on all this. What will be the result of blank's lawsuit against blank hospital for misdiagnosing his disease? And the hexagram that he got was hexagram number 13, and it's called Fellowship with Men. Safe and sound, propitious at the moment. Safe and sound, propitious, things will go as you hope. All business conducted in concert with others will succeed. You should expand interpersonal relationships. Make more friends. When you acquire harmony with others, good fortune will open up for you. You must not act selfishly, disregarding the opinions of others, or be biased, thus damaging a fair or just position. Avoid quarrels and disputes with others. In terms of lawsuits and disputes, this means best to compromise. Stubborn insistence on seeing the dispute through will put you at a disadvantage. And we have found out from that person that they were made an offer, but he has rejected it.
Yeah. In this situation, too, the particular disease that this gentleman has, if treatment could have been a little bit sooner, he might be in a better situation that he currently is. But it's a tough disease. It's Lou Gehrig's, and so he's having a real rough time.
Yes. And that had a changing line. Line number 6 changed. The unity and fellowship that are possible in this position are not significant in terms of universal needs. However, joining with others, even in a small way, is not a mistake. So I think it's a little bit emphasizing that.
And I think, too, having a support group around you, because I don't think he has that right now. He's, doesn't have a support group of people to talk to right now, so from what he told us. So he's kind of alone in this situation, which is tough.
Well, I hope it gets resolved for both parties.
I do too.
Yes. And that led to future hexagram. Oops, a little mistake there. It's not the one. Check, people. Yes, it is. That is. It is.
Yeah, yes, it is. Okay.
Number 49. The future hexagram, what it's going to turn into, is hexagram 49, which it's called changing. It's also called revolution. And the fortune for that is a time when all things may change, you should with courage and wisdom put various matters in order, making new arrangements. If this is done, the fortune will be fresh and bright prospects will appear. Nonetheless, the most important thing is to keep to the correct path. You may possibly change your place of residence or even become involved in complications. So it's hard to say exactly what it's saying on that.
But clearly a change in path is going to happen down the road, I hope, when it's resolved one way or another, right?
Yes,
Right,
yes, really.
yeah.
And lawsuits in dispute, it says in the future, change tactics and victory is a possibility. So in the future, he's going to have to change his current tactics. Perhaps they're going to make another offer,
Compromise.
and then he needs to like quit being stubborn and just go ahead and take it.
Kind of compromise and get the help that he needs. That's the most important thing.
Less suffering,
Yeah,
the better. And I think, you remove suffering, you suffer less.
Yes.
So
Yes.
clearly, this is a source of suffering for him that I hope resolves quickly so he can move on and have room for something else.
Yes.
What he replaces this with is very important too. You know, when you have suffering and you don't replace it with something like compassion or joy, you could replace it with
Finding a new way to suffer.
right depression, any other things that could come with it if you're not satisfied with closure. Complete, that's very well said, ladies.
And when you are ill like this too, that peace of mind means a lot. So if he could go ahead and get this behind him, and then just concentrate on healing, healing from within, it could help. Yeah, because none of us really knows. When you get a disease like this, you never really know. I mean, that's why I was on the Miracle Show with Lisa, because everything that was being told to me and my family was that I had about a 5% chance to live. I would never talk, I would never walk, and so, I didn't listen to any of it. When I came out of my coma, they told me you probably won't walk, I just bring it on.
It's their most educated guess anyway as to what's going on. It's not.
Yeah, that's right.
They don't really know.
That's right. But that positive thinking is what you have to have when
Absolutely.
you're ill, and so I'm hoping he can get some positive thoughts.
Yes.
Being in an ongoing lawsuit can't be too conducive to healing.
No,
Absolutely not.
absolutely not.
No, in fact, the wound is the crime. Justice is the healing. Begins the healing, and you've got to find.
Yeah. Because if you're holding that in, you're not forgiving either. So he needs to be able to forgive and go on with his life, and that's when the healing will start.
Yes.
We're getting close on time right now, but I wanted to say that because we wanted to make sure that we got these all taken care of today, we didn't have the number up for call-ins.
Yeah, that's why. We just had to.
But what I would like to say is you can always email to GLoLady. If we could have her email address up there.
Oh yeah,
Lisa?
it's a good idea.
Lisa, could we have the email address for GLoLady up there?
Yeah, and somebody was trying to call in, but we were having
Difficulties?
Difficulties.
Yeah, again. And then we had a caller that wasn't nice.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's like we didn't know who was screwing around, but that's.
Hope he gets
Okay,
medical
so-
help for that, whatever it was.
Yeah. Well, person that called in and we couldn't take it, I'm very sorry for that.
Yes.
We were having a little bit of difficulty there. But again, Aaron, would you have Lisa put up the her email?
Lisa, put up your email.
Yeah, and don't stop calling too. Tell them to keep trying.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Keep trying.
So keep trying.
Keep trying and
Okay.
But next week we'll take more calls. We'll start a little bit earlier, so we can have some call-ins because it takes a little while to go through all this. So we'd like to be able to,
You guys did great today.
Thank you.
It worked out perfect.
We were enjoying you on your segment.
Thank
Yeah, we really were. This is something that this I Ching that we are having so much fun with, and the first time that I started asking questions, Mark started studying it in depth. What, about a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe?
A little over a year.
A little over a
sometime
year.
during the first half of last year.
Yeah, and so I asked a question. I was kind of reserved about asking a question because I was a little bit afraid of the answer.
Yep.
And so I will, and the more specific, you can't ask yes and no's. You have to ask a specific question.
Well, the more vague the question, the more vague the answer.
Clarity removes conflict.
Yes.
Everybody's got it. And,
And,
the more
and-
specific, the more specific.
Yes, and I was very specific in a question that I asked, and I was afraid of the answer. It wasn't. It was about a very close friend of mine, and the answer was right on it. And so I said to myself then, only ask questions that you really want to know the answer to.
That's always true, I think. Yeah.
You see, people, that's what it's all about right there. The I Ching. The I Ching.
3 minutes?
It's not about us, not about the I Ching people, it's about the I Ching.
Yeah, and go ahead and I know our audience has heard this before, but go ahead and explain to them again how far back this I Ching goes.
At least 4,000 years. Probably more like 5,000 years.
They started writing about it 4,000 years ago,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So, you know, they were...
Exactly. So there was already an oral tradition, like
Yeah.
so many of other cultures, like the Druids of Ireland and the Celtic peoples. Nothing was written down. They would just orally speak it to the next generation.
An amazing culture to have that many years under their belt. I mean, how long have we been here as a nation?
Yes,
200 and what, 30 some, 240? That's just, you know,
It
not
is
even,
amazing
that's
to
a...
think. And they're still using it, Michael. They use
Yeah.
it in their big industries and their big. I mean, for big.
Big and small
decisions.
matters.
Yeah, and even the government uses it.
It's hard to say because the government they have now is so negative.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know. The
old
government probably
yeah.
is not so
Yeah.
spiritually inclined, let's say.
Yes.
No, that's just,
Yeah.
you know, my guess.
Yeah, the newer government.
We're coming near an end on our show here, eh?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. We have just a couple minutes to go.
1 minute left, I think.
I meant to tell whoever that was that called last week wanted to explain how it works. I'll get to you next week. I have like just a real quick statement that explains how generally it works, the I Ching.
All right.
Okay.
We have 3
That's all
minutes.
right.
Okay.
Yes.
So we want people to email us and to call in.
I'm sorry. I meant to mention I have a MySpace page, I Ching Scholar. I would appreciate some friend requests. The more the merrier. They will all be accepted. And I appreciate if you'd mention you saw us here on this show. Then I'll know, okay?
Yeah.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah, we like feedback. and Michael.
And dialogue.
Yes.
Love dialogue.
It was such a joy to meet you.
Thank you very much.
And
I enjoyed
Tom,
being here.
Thanks.
Good luck in
Yes.
everything you're about to move into. And I
Right.
hope it all works out well, and I'm sure it will.
Maybe after the show I can ask you some questions.
Oh, yes.
Indeed.
Yes, you can. We had our last guest did that.
Yeah,
Was on
Ann
the
Fisher.
show. Uh-huh. She waited till the end of the show and then asked questions, or asked a question.
That was on Halloween.
Yes.
And thank you for Lisa for letting us come on today. We appreciate it.
thanks.
Great show.
And
She
thanks-
rocks.
And,
And
thanks
Wendy
to Lisa,
back there.
Thanks to Chris.
Chris, you rock, man.
Yeah,
Thank you very
thanks
much.
to Aaron.
All the
Thanks
all
to
the
Mark,
folks, man.
All the groups. See, all I have to do is just sit here and smile. They put
I
it all
know.
together.
We're good to go. Thank you. We're clear. All right. Thank you very much, you guys.